Oh, excuse me. Commissioner Scorpio was just on the phone. He wants me to come down to police headquarters right away.
Why?
I don't know. To answer some more questions, I guess.
Why you?
I don't know that either, but I'll be back as soon as I can.
What could Scorpio possibly want with her?
You suppose Stella knows who took the gun?
It's possible. She's always wandering around the house late at night. I mean, it's possible that she saw what happened.
Yeah, but the question is, if Stella does know who took the gun, is she going to tell Scorpio?
Well, why else would he ask her to come down here? He must know that she knows.
Well, who told him?
I don't know.
No, this is all too confusing for me. I'm going into the den and lie down.
Yeah, I have to go upstairs.
Wait a minute. What about the hospital?
You go ahead. I'll join you later.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted you to know I was back.
Oh, Stella.
What happened?
Why did Scorpio want to talk to you?
Yeah, what did you tell him?
Well, the commissioner just wanted me to remind Mr. Baldwin that he was left alone in the den when he visited Mrs. Quartermain.
Scott?
That was it?
That's it. It's it.
Nothing about us?
No, it seems somewhat silly to me.
Silly? I think it's wonderful.
Well, if that's all, then I'm going to go up and see Mrs. Quartermain. She's upstairs in bed, and I want to see if she needs me.
Oh, you have done more for Mrs. Quartermain than you could ever imagine.
I have?
And for us.
You've made our day, Stella.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Scotty Baldwin.
you beat that.
We should have guessed.
Well, I wonder why he did it. It couldn't have been for the money. Mrs. Grant inherited everything.
Well, maybe the police know something that we don't.
Like what?
I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past Scotty Baldwin. Obviously, he saw the gun in the desk drawer, took it, shot Susan, and was convinced that we'd be blamed for it.
We still might be.
What?
No one's been arrested for the murder, and we still have the best motive.
Well, motivation is no longer a concern of ours. We'll leave that to Scorpio and his millions. As far as we are concerned, do you see anyone or don't you?
Bet I do. There's even a man out there with a TV camera now.
This is intolerable. They should all be arrested for trespassing.
Reporters still out there?
In droves.
All right, then that settles it, because I'm going to have to open that door and face them sooner or later.
Good Lord, woman, have you gone mad? We don't even know what we're going to say to them.
I'm aware of that, Edward. I'm also aware of the fact that I have patients I have to tend to, and I cannot let reporters or anyone else prevent me from doing that.
Stella? Stella?
What are
will
you
you
going
come
to
in
do,
here?
Edward? Are you going to just ask Stella to take a broom and shoo them away?
Did you want me, Mr.
You
Quartermain?
bet I want you. I want you to go to the door and tell whoever is there that the Quartermains are not receiving, and then slam the door right in their face. Okay, let's all move over here so they can't see us.
Edward, this...
Well, I'm sorry. The Quartermains are not receiving.
Then tell them something for me, will you? They're going to have to discuss Susan's murder sometime, so they might as well face it now. The woman has a point, Edward.
Point? What point?
Exactly what she says. We have to face it, and we better face it right now.
You lost your mind, Monica. We can't go ahead and talk to reporters, especially that Templeton woman.
I have not lost my mind, Alan. Have you forgotten that she was at Susan's the night she was murdered?
Is that a reason to let her interview us?
Yes, it is. Obviously, she is curious. She is a reporter. We have to let her know that we have nothing to hide. What do you think, Edward?
Well, frankly, the two of you are jabbering so damn much I can't collect my thoughts. However, I do think Monica has a point.
Thank you.
Since Jackie Templeton is closer to this story than the rest of those howling wolves, well, she's the logical one for us to talk to.
I find nothing logical about that whatsoever.
Oh, look, Alan, I mean, the rest of those reporters are going to write their story anyway. But if we talk to Templeton, at least we can control this story.
Manipulate is a better word.
Yes, much better. We're going to see to it that this story is written from our point of view, not hers.
I still don't understand what you're talking about.
Oh, Alan, do I have to draw a picture for you? If I follow Edward, which I often do...
Yes, thank you, Monica.
We allow Jackie Templeton alone to come in here. We tell the rest of the people that they can get their stories from her and her alone.
May I ask just one thing? What story are we going to tell her?
I will do most of the talking. Now, you two just follow my lead.
Gladly, if I knew what your lead was.
Well, we have to express great concern for what's happened.
Well, you want me to shed a tear, or should I just sniffle quietly?
We're not going to ask her anything that will make her wonder why Susan invited us to her home that evening. If we do, Cousin Herbert will get wind of it.
If he hasn't already.
I wish you'd stop borrowing trouble. We have enough of it as it is.
You said it.
Stella, tell Miss Templeton that we will receive her, but we are seeing only her, alone.
Yes, sir.
Do we all want to stand here like just a reception committee here?
Oh, yeah, that's a good thought. Stella, we'll be in the living room. All right, now, let's try to be casual. Concerned, but not disturbed.
Alan doesn't look casual.
What do you want me to do, curl up on the floor?
Pardon me, Miss Templeton is here.
Oh, please come in, my dear. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to tell you why we are talking to you only.
By all means.
Well, we feel like we know you. I mean, after all, your sister did work for us, and we're convinced that you will be honest and forthright.
And you won't turn this tragedy into a sideshow.
I appreciate your confidence.
I hope you can also appreciate why we've been so secluded since this terrible tragedy.
Why?
Why?
Why? Because it's been a shock, my dear. It's a great strain on all of us.
Yes, and once again, that's why we chose you. I mean, surely you don't want to, well, turn the situation into anything that would be sensationalized. We certainly don't need that. I mean, after all, we have suffered enough scandal and notoriety, especially the late Mrs. Baldwin.
She suffered. All right. She was murdered.
Miss Templeton, we all know that it was a terrible tragedy. The only thing that we could all wish for is that you will write about it with taste and with discretion.
And as Monica said, with no sensationalism. Well, then, if you have a question,
Yes, I have several.
well, we're at your disposal.
Thank you. Alan,
What?
do you think your ex-mistress was murdered by her new husband?
I'm sure you can appreciate the fact that we are still in a state of shock. Now, have you made a note of that?
All I have noted, Mr. Quartermain, is that you are making a speech, not giving me an interview.
My dear young lady, I am merely trying to tell you what it is we know. Now, we went to Susan's home at her request, and naturally we...
And of course, we can only believe the police when they have evidence proving Scotty Baldwin murdered that poor woman. End quote. Look, you see, Mr. Quartermain, I can write your speech for you.
You know, we are trying to cooperate.
Then level with me. Look, I got the message from Susan herself, remember?
What message?
That she had some very hot information about you people. So why don't you just tell me what it is?
I have no such information.
Neither do I.
Nor I. Great. Then how did the entire Quartermain family just happen to turn up there?
We just explained it to
You
you.
didn't explain anything to me. Did Scotty Baldwin know what Susan had on you? Is that why he killed her?
Look, Miss Templeton, we're never going to know that. For whatever it's worth, what I think is that Susan called us over there because she wanted to discuss Jason. Now, Jason, as you do know, I'm sure, is a Quartermain, and there's an awful lot of Quartermain money involved
Alan.
with the child.
Alan, why don't you offer our guest a drink?
Thank you, no. So you went to Susan's to discuss money?
Now, just a moment. Alan didn't mean it quite that way. We just assumed that that was why she summoned us. Of course, now we're never going to know what her real reason was.
My father is right. We will never know.
That's incredible. You people go barreling over to Susan's house on the night she was murdered, and you're trying to tell me you went over there without even knowing why?
What more can we say?
Plenty. But it's obviously you have no intention of
We
doing
have
so.
given you a full accounting.
You've given me nothing for the moment. But I will write what you've said.
The truth, I hope.
That remains to be seen. And it's only fair to tell you that I am not convinced, and I don't think anyone else will be either. The facts are going to come out. And when they do, I hope you have a much better story.
Stella.
Oh, this way, please.
Thank you.
Well, at least we're clear about one thing.
About what?
Well, we have to concoct a story.
Yeah, Monica's right. Not so much for the press, but the police.
To quote the lady, the facts are going to come out, and when they do, we better be ready.
Yes, but when the facts do come out, it's what we need to know about those facts.
You can be sure that the word blackmail is going to enter into anything anyone says.
Yeah, and to a man like Scorpio, that's like waving a red flag in front of a bull. He's going to probe incessantly.
We need a story.
Alan, I just said that.
I know that. I'm agreeing with you, but we need to know what kind of story we're going to come up with.
That's going to have to be worked out very, very carefully, right down to the last detail.
Excuse me.
Not now, Stella. We're busy.
I'm sorry, sir. There's someone waiting in the hall for you.
In the hall? Well, get rid of him. We're not talking to any more reporters, and that is final.
Well, this isn't a reporter, sir.
Who is it?
The police commissioner.
Did you say the police commissioner is here now?
She did, Edward. I hope I'm not intruding. Thank you, Stella.
Always a pleasure to see you, Robert.
Yes, we're just sorry it's... Well, the occasion is so ghastly.
Well, ghastly or not, I have a job to do, and I'd like to get on with it.
Your job concerns us.
Bringing Susan's murderer to justice involves everybody who was even remotely connected with it.
Well, surely you know that Scotty Baldwin committed the murder.
That is the case I'm trying to build, sure. But you could be helpful by telling me what you know or what you were told by Susan about Scotty.
Well, I think you already have the answer to that. Susan was badgering us ever since she lost in court.
Lost. Her son has $1 million trust. $1 million of your money. Now, that doesn't sound like a loss to me.
Oh, well, it was to Susan. I mean, she got relatively nothing. And she certainly resented that.
Oh, bitterly.
The way we piece it together, Scotty found out that Susan was trying to ruin us.
Why would you assume that?
Because Scotty came here actually offering us to help stop her.
Oh, in no uncertain terms. As a matter of fact, right in this very room, he informed us that he was aware of what Susan was trying to do to us, to get us, as he said, and he wanted to stop her.
And tell me, did he say, using your words, how she planned to get you?
No, he did not.
Get off it, Edward. You trying to tell me that you must have asked a question, you must have received an answer.
We did not ask.
You want me to believe that some guy walks into your home here and informs you that his wife is planning to, quote-unquote, get you. And you don't ask how she plans to do this? I mean, I find that rather hard to believe.
Damn it, man, whether you believe it or not is beside the point. Besides, we're not obligated to answer your questions.
We could make the whole arrangement a little more formal by going downtown for an interrogation.
Oh, now, there's no need to do anything so drastic. We're trying as best as possible to tell you what we know.
I counted on your cooperation, Edward.
Well, you have it. You want to know my best guess?
By all means.
Scotty Baldwin has been working very hard to establish himself in this community. For example, that waterfront redevelopment project. That makes him a civic leader. Do you agree?
See your point. Go on.
Well, a man who is on the threshold of civic prominence certainly doesn't want to be embarrassed by his wife's vendettas. Now, if you ask me, that's why he wanted to stop her.
I think so, too.
What about you?
Well, it's a logical explanation.
I agree with you. In fact, I'd almost come to the same conclusion myself. Thank you for reinforcing some of my opinions, Edward.
As I told you, we just wanted to be helpful.
Oh, you are, all of you. Very.
Thank you. Well, I must say that's a relief.
What is?
Pardon?
The fact,
What's a relief?
the fact that the truth is about to come out.